So this is an interesting pistol,
really,
isn't it?
It is a bit of a weird one. So we've got the two-player stack here.
Yeah, so I think it was, what was it? Thomas and Max stacked outside B.
It looks like it.
So they're faking the play that they're playing retake. Russ is staying towards quad. They're hoping that Hawk will get the first contact here, or at least feign the interest in it. In fact, he gets a kill still as well, though. That's even better. Russ can do so much here. He just needs to stay alive at this point, but instead peaks a bit too much. The Molotov still gets used, though.
They're committed to it. In terms of utility, they've got the smoke and flash left. It's a 3 versus 4. The retake is afoot. Hawk has the kit. And he's also got a smoke to aid them as well. The smoke on the T side just goes down. Pulse gets the information as he jump spots across. However, Impact will be able to find the elimination. Pulse goes down quickly. They instantly jump on the bomb. Max, it's a big play. He's got to go in there and try and slash him up. Bound, he gets the kill with the knife. They still have the kit. Thomas plays in the smoke. He's made a bit of noise to try and bait them out. Bound surely got another knife kill. Oh my goodness.
He didn't actually pick up the kit either. It's right there. But I think he was just in time, thankfully. So
look at all those corpses, Ben.
I think that guarantees you're buying, right?
Yeah. 2
knife kills on the T side as well as a plant. So obviously Thomas just insta-bought right there. AK out, Max will do the same. And everybody else, they can go SMGs if they want to, or Scout, obviously an Impulse. This is going to be a very scary buy to face if you're Revelation Gaming right now. Look at that, 3 AKs, a Galil and a Deagle still. I don't think I've ever seen 2 players get stabbed defusing the bomb like that, by a different player too.
Yeah.
And it was the same technique as well, the left-right, when they get in.
Ridiculous. What a weird one to open up the game with.
Certainly something. I mean, that retake came in so quickly, and very well, if I'm honest. They fully charged as a squad, and it felt like this round shouldn't be that close. But somehow it still ended up being because of that smoke, I think. All in all, though, Endpoint playing it rather slowly. They understand they do have an advantage firepower-wise, but Russ doesn't care. 2 kills immediately from that flash into A main.
Plays with the confidence, the AUG, full effect there, being able to utilize the scope laser beam, bursts his way in. Bags him and tags him. Leaves it now with just 3 players remaining on Endpoint, grouped up. Gonna make their move back in towards main. So they do decide to go out towards this A site. There's a 3-player stack in position. J-Sav going to be peering over the top to try and get the information. Russ as well. An off angle that can work quite well with the AUG as they bombard their way out. They have a ton of utility. That's going to be the first smoke across. They're going to use that Molotov to try and force the player out of position as well. However, the flashbang does nothing to Russ. He plays anti-flash. Max is just left on 7 HP, goes for the reface. And J-Sav will take him down. Saves himself the AK as well.
Really nice setup from the CTs there. It's worth noting as well, Russ's buy that he had went for last round. So he had an AUG, Kevlar, and I assume he had 1 grenade that he bought with it. He couldn't afford head armor if he went for the AUG, but he could have probably got it if he went M4, right? And he actually took that right. He was the only player on the CT side that didn't have head armor. So if Endpoint had gone for more SMG buy, perhaps, he could have been at a huge risk, but knowing there could potentially be 3, 4 AKs, he thought, okay, screw it, I'll try this. And I mean, the payoff was great. 3 kills.
It was a big confidence play. And again, shows very proactive. That's the sort of CT side we've seen from Revelation Gaming in the past, is the fact they are willing to try and go for these pretty individualistic plays that they know can pay off. But obviously they're complemented by his teammate flashing him in. All right, Impulse. Took a little step back at the start of the round. He's warmed his hands up. He's ready to give it then.
The question is, how much support will Impact have here? He's got a full set of grenades, which fantastic. He also has an SMG, and that's not a kill they need to be losing there. Impact has to make a play towards B now, or at least he feels like he has to. Smoke will be fading. Thanks to that bug being fixed, though, obviously. Max didn't see him on radar as he actually pushed forward. Craze should be able to hear this, though. But unfortunately, doesn't win the firefight. 3v2 in favor of Endpoint. No armor on any of these players.
Max gets the free cut off on the rotation there. Impact stomping along. Ooh, Russ. Crisp with the AUG here. Bombards his way in towards the bomb site and opens it up spectacularly. He looks for the follow-up frag as well. If he got the kill on Pulse, Max would have been relatively far away. Could have been the opportunity for the 1v1. However, it doesn't work out like that. Endpoint instantly biting back into this affair, as they will find themselves an opening round.
Awkward round to lose as well for Revelation. Obviously, they lost 2 players in that round that they won second, which means you can see the buy. It's very weak. You've got 1 M4, pistols all around them, as well as just 1 UMP. And Endpoint know that. They kind of understand it could be a bit of a force buy, but how much can they actually get into this round? Obviously, grenade-wise, they've sacrificed. There's no grenades in play other than that 1 flashbang. Boost is the call there. Nobody's actually watching directly for this, but they're all moving towards that A-bomb site. That sound cue. I feel like if you're below boost, you just rotate off. Surely, you keep the guy on boost and just go for 3 towards A. If somebody else had this flashbang for Crazed, this could be very, very good. But instead he's stuck with himself, he kind of feels like he needs to keep his gun out.
Okay.
That should be enough.
Well, he fully committed for it off the back of it. However, it has put them into a position where it's a 3 versus 3. Pulse is also incredibly low. Left on 45 HP. With 50 seconds on the clock as time is ticking down. Russ with the Deagle swings out. Does actually find that frag as well. And this is just a horrific position to be in. Impulse. 1 versus 3 now. Clearing between left and right, trying to focus on where he expects this push to come from. The jump spot goes up, he gets the read, finds the first kill as well. Slaughters Impact, but it's still J-Sav and Rush that remain. They might not have armor on Russ, but they still have the weaponry to play with. Smokes himself off. 20 seconds. The bomb is down on site. It's got a molly and a flash. Chucks in the flash to try and commit back with it. However, Russ goes for the face out, gets the kill. That's the double AK save and the round win. And the complete reset there onto Endpoint, really.
Russ really is trying to get every single Prem VP, isn't he?
He loves it, doesn't he? Plays for the highlight frags, this guy.
208 ADR
Yeah.
after 4 rounds. Doing very, very well. And somehow with that Bally that had a single flashbang, I think it was, at one, and a smoke that was used at mid, they get the round. And Endpoint, you know, they retaliate. They go for the same sort of force buy back. 2 AKs, just pistols around it. An A execute being planned here from Max. He's the only smoke. I imagine this is towards the white box. Somebody else will smoke highway. The question is, you're running into Russ again. He's got Molotov ready too. As soon as the smoke's coming over, you got to be thinking the Molotov's coming out.
Russ instantly repositions, trying to play around this. Holds back, Crazed as well, waiting on the side, but the flashbang will blind him. Thomas gets the early entry. It's a trade there back on a Russ as well, and things aren't going spectacularly for Revelation Gaming now. It's fallen to the 2 versus 3. Hawk flapping his way over to try and assist. Instant frag comes through there from Impulse with a CZ in close proximity. And Impact is the only counter-terrorist that remains now in the round. Launches out the Molotov, trying to force a face. If Max did cross back, he might have had an opportunity. But there is no real chance in the round for him. Impulse, looks like he found him through the smoke as well. Swift adjustment made there with a Famous. And Endpoint, they're fighting fire with fire, Ben.
And Revelation not really dealing with that take at all very well, in my eyes at least. You see the grenades coming in, and at that point you need to decide immediately. If you're Crazed, you're the player at quad, you need to decide, do I want you to help me, or do I want you to just live and just try and like flash for me and I'll try and get as many as I can. In that instance, they all decided to jump, or he was exiting off the site in fact, whilst 2 players were jumping through the smoke as well to fight it. It was very disjointed, I think is the word that comes to mind. But ultimately, it kind of cost them, really. I mean, the take was a full, cut off of the site as well. But this is looking like finally a smooth eco round for the team. Although, Impact decided no.
You've cursed him, Ben. Impact with the Deagle, able to get the opening kill. Things have quieted down a little bit, though. So the bomb plant will go down. In terms of what they invested into, you've got Craze there with head armor and Kevlar. Kevlar and Impact and Hawk as well on the double Deagle and the 5-7, so it's not really worth losing these just for the sake of it. Hawk's actually playing for the exit frags though.
Yeah, any damage can go quite a long way depending on which player you kill, I suppose. But you got to be thinking, it's a huge risk if you were to face out to try and stop any of those players. Plus, they have no reason to go beyond this doorway here, is the thing as well. They can stay in submarines, they'll take 30 damage, 40 damage each. And the score is tied up though. 3 players keep their armor, but there's not much behind it really. Pistols at that. There's no way you force back into it again. The battle of attrition currently being won by Endpoint. However, it could all change after 1 round.
Orc behind the box. It's one of those angles that can always be quite pesky if it isn't cleared properly. It's the full stack on towards the B-bomb site, and they might actually give it a moment of opportunity. They're going to be walking their way in. There's no reaction from the player on top of the box. He gets 2 frags. Russ as well with the adjustment. Beats down Impulse. They set fire to the entrance as well, so it's just Thomas and Pulse that remain. Somehow, that paid off absolutely perfectly there for Revelation.
Very awkward situation. I understand the play just to contact in, but I feel like when you assume that they probably aren't buying in, there's no need to contact, right? You just Molotov the angles off. Oh no. 1 flash wasted. Gives the idea there's probably a player dropping out into checkers, but not ready for it apparently. Pulse is able to do all of them. How is that? How is he allowed to come out with the checkers, like the vent, fully, and nobody stop it? Or even fight him properly?
Reese Mars.
That was a round that Revelation should be winning.
What a spray down though. That's absolute lunacy.
Those last 2.
That is just pure lunacy. Well, that's the play of the week sorted.
Oh, unlucky Eccles.
Yeah.
You've been overtaken. But it was aggressive B. Max trying to fight it? I'm not too sure why. So Max dies for that. There should be some information being said to go towards A. There was minimum 2 players there. You can assume 3, but Russ is saying it doesn't matter. I'm enough to stop all of you. So 2v5. I think it was a 2v5 in the last round.
Unfortunately, Pulse isn't alive, but you do have Impulse, of course. Thomas goes down. Everyone's tagged up. Serbian superstar looking to try and flex his muscles a little bit. Oh, can't quite get the flick up.
He's
Drop the AWP. He's got sticky fingers.
Throw the bomb.
He's got slippery fingers, actually. It's all gone wrong then. He's panicked. He's dropped his spaghetti everywhere.
Not again. A very topsy-turvy game, I think it's fair to say.
It's an awkward one.
So the buy will come through from Endpoint again. Obviously, that previous round was very, very costly. You've got an AWP, 2 AKs. Max will have an AK as well. Okay, so there was one on the floor. So it's actually not that much a bad buy, really. You've got a lot of utility considering. And Impulse actually goes for that spam towards Z as well from the start of the round, too. The old classic. It wasn't the body one, but it's the newer one. It was originally body that actually did the one that landed, wasn't it? So another slowish round being played by Endpoint again. Just waiting for these Molotovs to run out. The fact that they double Molotov boost is kind of crazy, because normally you just see the one from the start and then from there you've got control. So I mentioned this map being quite good for CT AWPers. So Russ, last seen it on A site last round. He's now decided to make himself known towards B, hoping to catch out Max if he actually makes a misstep of any kind. So Molotov into vents. I don't think it's landed there, isn't it? No. It's not like it was right next to it. Must not have landed. I mean, they're concerned about vents still. A single flash could be all it takes, but they're actually trying to crunch this. It'd be bad news for Endpoint if any flash comes through.
Ooh. JSav. We go for the push out behind. Unfortunately, by the time he gets there, his entire team has done all the damage for him. It's only Max and Impulse that remain. Max peeks into Russ, but does overthrow him entirely. Impulse has the AWP. Max armed with a Kalashnikov and a Bloodlust, apparently. 20 seconds left on the clock here, Ben. Impulse tagged up as he crosses towards the site. The vent burst comes through. JSav expecting someone to be close around there. Max just holding hoping the face will come back around. Timing could be everything. There's been so many room for mistakes here as Max swings round, gets the kill on JSav, the extension out as well. Slaughters them both down as it turns into the double kill. Impulse, the tag through the wood. It could have been awkward, but luckily he's got a mad fragger Max on his side. 8 kills to his name. And a big 4K there into that round. 5-4 now, as things are closer than ever.
Yeah, Max saving the round completely there. I mean, Russ, he probably didn't need to go for the peek he did go for. But you can understand why, obviously, from the flash he decided to peek it. But the fact that Max was able to get that kill, and then the player who came out vent. And this is a revelation. I mean, Crazed spotted Deagle. So I think that's him admitting or accepting, I will have a poor buy next round regardless. So I might as well try and get involved in this one. See if I can get anything done with just a single Deagle. Which is fair enough, I suppose. The Revelation understanding it will go 6-4 most likely. We'll buy next, see how that goes. Neither team being able to make any kind of bank for themselves so far. Full mid control being taken by Endpoint this time though. Molotov's being used properly as well. Re-smoke on the flash highway. Nobody's peeking it at all. The A stack is there. But you can clearly see end goal is towards B, Max is towards B. Chances are it will be where Max is on the map most of the time. So the question is, will Revelation try and swarm late into the bomb timer towards this bomb site, or will they decide to try and hold off the exits? You see an absolute squad charging down CT.
The full rotation coming around, the battalion on the move. Bomb goes down. Endpoint in a position to take this one very easily. They should rule with an iron fist into this round. Revelation, in reality, could opt to just group up here and not really give away any free cash to the side of Endpoint. Worst case scenario if Thomas does find him with a Mac 10. However, as they aggress, they do get 1 kill. The trades come back through though. Pulse once again running rampant with the rifle at these rounds, Ben.
Another 4K for him. Does like the easy ones, doesn't he?
Does like the easy ones. See you, bro.
So 6-4. As I mentioned, Crazed, he accepted his buy would be weak. You can see that. Deagle, some grenades, kit, Kevlar, not fantastic. But the double AWP coming out though. Orc now picking one up as well. He actually has quite a few good rounds on the CT side of Dust 2, if you remember a few weeks back. But obviously Russ is the main man to be watching. Bit of an unusual one to be sitting towards the forklift with the AWP. But I was going to say, time will pass and he'll probably move off. The question is, will he give his position away by trying to spam through the wall towards the door? Because there was a crazy kill that was caught at the major, wasn't there, through all the way to the end.
Yeah, that one was by Sliggy.
Yeah, it was. Ooh.
Nearly.
Close, though.
You talk about it, it almost happens. That would have been absolutely sublime.
So this take is coming through. It's going to be one flash that will come through, but Crazed's already ready for this. JSav should be the same. Whoa. But they did a lot of damage, though.
That's big tags for the Deagle. Russ in a position potentially to try and punish them as well. The nade! It's killed Max. There's no bomb plant. Russ spots out Impulse as well. We've got to read. Knows that one of the players is. Pulse peeks round, but it does not matter. There's an instantaneous trade, and now it falls into a 1 versus 2. Impulse shuts the door, gets tagged up. It's on 12 HP. They have no more offensive utility, though. Just one flashbang that allows them to swing into it. Good teamwork coming through from Revelation. The double AWP save as well. That's a big round.
It's another good hold, at least, from when they do have the 3 players knowing what they're going to do, right? Because I said both players were ready for the flash to come through, but I think there was 2 thrown. And they were really unlucky not to get more. Like, you could, I mentioned the damage that was done. Like, Max was on 10 HP, Pulse 20 or something.
It was the Deagle spam. It hit like 3 different players.
So, Thomas, I imagine it's about with the money. I feel like he wouldn't... Oh, JSav. That's cheeky. I haven't seen somebody do that since Weber.
Yeah, Brandon was the only one
always
that really...
did it.
He landed it every time.
It's a lot of sound cues. He should be trying to move in. Oh, awkward. But Crazed is dealing with them regardless.
This is really nice. They've got control of the site here. They should be in a position to try and close this one out. JSAV being a nuisance from the rear. That allows the opportunity for Rush to aggress from the front. And they tie things up 6-6 Revelation game, and they're keeping it close, Ben. Finally, for once, when we predicted it to be a hot match, it actually has been.
Yeah, I think the previous matchups, by this point, it'd be like 9-1 or 10-1 or something. Yeah. Ridiculous. But 6-6 is, as you said, it's heating up. And Russ is already on fire.
Yeah. I hope there's an extinguisher somewhere to try and cool him down at half-time. Or a bucket of water, like Warwick Davis in the Ice Bucket Challenge.
As long as you don't trick him and then hit him again with 2 more buckets.
Lamp, please.
Bucket, please.
Frags, please. Max is down. Impact gets the opening kill, Ben. And it should be smooth sailing from this point onwards, really.
Yeah, this round should be Revelations with minor casualties at, the most, really. Because it is just, what, 2 Deagles, a P250. There's a Glock still on Pulse. The buy next round won't be great for them either. Malta goes through and that should be easy pickings. So all 5 stay alive, fantastic round for them. Means that no matter what happens next round, they'll still be able to get a buy-in on the last round of the half.
So bear in mind, the last time we saw Revelation beat Endpoint, they made 2 roster changes. If they beat him again, what do they do then? Do they kick Max?
Nah. Nah. 7-6 though. We mentioned how this map was the only one that stayed T-sided as well. Which, currently, I feel like this half doesn't demonstrate what the map represents currently either. Because it's just been a battle of attrition. Some rounds being lost which shouldn't. Rush just killed him through the wall to door!
Oh, he's done it!
What? He was getting spammed and he just thought, I'll fire back.
Russ is absolutely giving it, Ben.
He's on the ball right now. He really is on the ball.
4-time Prem VP Russ. This guy loves games.
Imagine if there was rewards for this one.
I know, he'd have like 5 SSDs by now.
God.
Literally a terabyte of data.
Wow. He's having a game, that's for sure. He's having a season. So mid-control by Endpoint. JSL's been in this vent pretty much every round that he's played 2 or more towards mid. The Impact, he needs to be doing better there, I feel.
Yeah. Left now into the 3-on-4, push coming round over towards the B site. JSAV waiting for the aggression to come his way. Oh! AVN! He's opening it up, Ben. Pulse goes down.
Oh, tag!
With the tag onto Max, the HE could be absolutely beautiful. The push coming around AVN, trying to change the pace of the round. Both of the remaining Ts, they bombard their way up towards the site. They need to be quick about this, no time for mucking about, as they will get the bomb down. Russ launches out the Molotov, the close fash as well. Should keep AVN at bay for the meantime, expecting potentially the push to come back around. Russ, he needs to push off though. He's being hunted, pushed from the rear. It's only a matter of time until we get striked upon. There's the frag from AVN. Falls it back now into the 2 versus 2. A low player on either side. Max goes up in a puff of smoke, and it is all on AVN. The Serbian needs to try and go huge into the round. The spectacular push through, but Craze jumps on the bomb, and that is going to be another round picked up for Revelation. 8-6, Ben.
A crazy round all in all. We got to be thinking, how many players getting tagged there? Max, I think you got hit by every single player on the CT side that round.
Yeah.
Whether it was grenades or a wallbang even. And Hawk, well, look at what he's bought.
Oh, the auto sniper.
Straight in there.
The God Emperor weapon. The God King.
It's only Max heading towards B as well to meet the king. The thing is, it's not like he doesn't buy it. Yeah, I've seen him buy it on Dust 2 as well.
Oh yeah, he loves it.
The pickings for Rust though, I mean, they're not... Like, angles are not being flashed. They're not trying to stop him from doing what he's doing right now.
He is just
being used there, but that's so late.
Roam then. 2 kills already found towards mid.
Oh, here we go.
JSAV with another pick on towards Pulse. Hawk waiting to try and douse his enemies, as he will unleash upon them. Finds the first. That's time to drop the Molotov. Bounces around. It's nearly a 360, Ben. Somehow, Max will be able to get the trade back. JSAV with the elimination from above. And there we have it. A 9-6 half. This hot match has been heating up, Benjamin. It's been absolutely ridiculous. There's an inferno in the studio.
And there's a leaky pipe.
There's a leaky pipe as well. It put out the flames, luckily.
Thank God. Can't be having a fire. Russ has been ridiculously good, hasn't he?
He loves it. He's had a great season. He's had a really good season. Little Russ. Our Russ. Our boy Russ. It was our boy Ardis, you know, back when he came in and he caused an absolute storm. Our boy Russ.
My man.
My man Russ. What size are those shoes?
It's 9-6 on a map that is stereotypically T-sided as well. And you know, they were the only side to actually get footing in as well.
Bear in mind as well, this scoreline is only because of Pulse being able to save their bacon.
Yes, it is worth remembering that one round where it was, what, 2v5 overall? Went down to 2v4, and it basically was a 1v4 when Pulse dropped into checkers.
I just sprayed the whole team.
Like, I would say Endpoint can consider themselves lucky to be on 6, but at the same time, Revelation have made so many good plays as well. Like, it's kind of hard not to take away from, you know, the good as well as errors being made, right?
I told you I was a bit worried about Endpoint on Cash.
It's never really been an Endpoint map, I'll be honest with you.
It's never been an Endpoint map.
Historically,
it has never been.
AYE, I think Cash, never again.
Ben Smither. Ben Smither.
And then United Estonia.
Yeah.
There was a few times. There was a few Cash games.
Cash is, you know, it's
but
one
then
of those
Max will be thinking the 40 bomb he had at the Elite Series against the Envious Academy.
No.
But that doesn't count.
That doesn't count because that was the week without Imi, so none of the results mattered.
But there was also... They played Cash quite a lot, actually.
They did play a lot of Cash.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Because Imi also had the game against Infused.
Yeah,
1v4.
That was the season of Cash.
And I remember Duncan being there like, why has he done that? He was just so annoyed. God.
Well, here we are.
Ooh, Pulse has got Molotov pistol here. Molotov flashbang.
Okay. I suppose getting up into this round, towards mid.
So I think that's for the retake more than anything, right?
It's not an ideal start for him. It's spam through the smoke, already dropped 40 HP, and instantly they're up the M6 bend. The Ferrari Peakers are bombarding their way up towards the site. They're absolutely speeding.
They've got the track control as well. I mean, Russ is taking all the fights, apparently.
This is just awful right now. Especially if Russ
everything.
finds more. How's he got himself 2 kills already into the pistol? Been able to open this one up, Ben. This is just awful. The push coming back around. It's a 3 versus 4 into the round. Impact from the sideline. Beats down 2 of them. It's only Impulse that remains. He's going to switch out to USP Impulse. Apparently he's got cloth ears. Couldn't hear anything.
Apparently not. He was in a world of his own there. If like.
Volume 0.
But as soon as Russ got that kill on the truck player, you could just see he instantly went flying towards truck. Like, I'm taking all the fights then. Yeah. It's one of those games for him right now.
Are you 30 bombing? I'm 30 bombing, yeah.
In the first half.
This guy's giving it.
So Endpoint, they accept that this will be an eco run for them, not buying into it. Oh, praised.
That's not what you want.
That's not ideal.
That's not a start.
If they go up highway fast, this will be quite scary though, because there's 3 players on the right hand side, 1 to the left.
It is the big old stack. Unfortunately,
throwing a pistol in.
The only player really to actually make a bit of an impact is AVN and Pulse. Now you fall to a 1 versus 3. Max, he's just got the USB. He's going to be rotating the whole way back around. JSAV's got the bomb plant down. It's a 3v1. They're in post plants. No real opportunity for Max to even scavenge weapons either. Did Rush nearly get caught off guard?
Yeah.
Quick switch in there.
Yeah.
Confidence. Look at this guy. Quick switching around. Yeah, it is. It is. It's true. Just wanted one last look at his knife, didn't he?
Because you kind of, I saw him watching the angle, and he flicks to the right.
I saw the gun
come
grenade
out as well. I was like, confusing. So the buy comes through. So as we've been saying the whole time today, it's very common for teams now to be going for the org buy with basically no utility as a comparison. Yeah. However, Revelation, we praise them for being very, very active and playing their own tempo. I would not be surprised if this was the B burst that VP did in the past, if you remember it.
It looks very similar.
Actually not even the strat, it's just a flash straight through the smoke and they get the firefight wins.
That's huge. Both of the entries picked up instantaneously. Good use of the Molotov as well. It's the double molly, the headshot on towards Impulse, so it won't even matter. That's it. You got to get out of there. AVN and Thomas, the only 2 that remain. He's going to hunker down around the back of the van. Have a look at his Warhammer collection. And AVN's just going to run away, Ben. It's like a car boot sale. It's got some Narnia, some War Armor.
What else he got? Some VHS?
Oh, it's a Betamax.
Oh.
He's rolling it back, mate.
And Thomas is slaying somebody looking to buy some Warhammer. Very unlucky.
He saw him there, didn't he? He definitely saw a barrel.
So they know the last players. You've got a good 8 seconds, I think. Ooh, that spam's getting awfully close.
But how is Thomas getting away with this?
It was just so early that the call was saved. There was so much time to just hunt.
Yeah. Free room to roam around the entire map. 12-6, Revelation Gaming.
3 Mac 10s for Revelation here. So obviously they believe heavily this will not be a buy from Endpoint. There's no reason for it to be buy, to be fair. But 3 Mac 10s, they're going straight back to B. Smoke at the entrance, I imagine. And Russ is even faking the mid control. They're actually just charging in, so just a B rush. Oh,
Post
no.
goes down, Impulse as well. Gonna buckle under the pressure, Ben. The Mac 10 just battering them down. Again, it's only 3 players that remain. Thomas, he's got armor. Max, here's a HE to play with. A little bit of damage. Not really going to amount to much, though. Just playing for the exit frags, Ben. That's going to be a 13th round already picked up. You're looking at the amount of confidence the Revelation are gaining here. They're soaring through these rounds.
The worrying thing is that we're now seeing this happen on a different map, right?
With a different lineup. The new and improved Endpoint as well.
But it's another map where you can take advantage of the fact that you're good aimers too, right?
Well, this is the factor, right? This is one of the things that has really worked out nicely for Revelation. Obviously, it is all best of one. So, for the most part, they can get that ban in there. They don't have to play Inferno.
Yep.
You know,
I think that'll be their guaranteed ban no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's...
Playoffs?
Evidently, they understand they don't need to play that map.
I think, for me, playoffs is going to be the one where we actually see the true story from Revelation.
It won't matter if they're first seed.
Oh, that's true. They'd bypass it, yeah.
They'd be straight to the LAN finals.
That could actually be huge for them in terms of placements overall. But the push comes back out. The Org smacked down. Going to be able to pick up 2 frags early. There is the smoke as well. They've got control of the bomb site. Impact looking to upgrade towards the Org. Does so.
Needs to reload that. 4 bullets. Oh, the gap.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Still not over yet, though. It's 2v3. Russ still alive. Impact as well. I think they know he's at forklift, but Max, he's not in a position to actually Molotov him out, is the thing. He's towards highway. Oh!
Oh! Russ is giving it, Ben. Surely not for the final frag here going into this one. Max on 50 HP is going to go down to Impact. You can see the victory shakes.
Yeah.
He's pumped. He's feeling it.
That's the classic. Yeah! And you get a little nod.
Let's go! Ridiculous, man.
14-6, man. 28 kills for Russ right now.
This is the big one as well, because this was the game that Revelation, if you win this, this was huge. I mean, as you said, in terms
your
of
top 2, 100%. Because of the head-to-head matchup, you're 2-0 at Endpoint. That's the only team that can catch you. I think for the, that was a nice nade as well.
That's
the
a really tasty
MVP
nade.
vote after should just say Russ.
Yeah, just Russ on his own. Go on, we'll give it to him.
I think, assuming they do close this out, obviously. The scoreline was 6-6, it's worth knowing, by the way. It was 6-6, and that's when we said, normally this game would be like 9-1 or something.
Instead, it's a 14-6 scoreline, and it's about to go to 15. Match points should be accumulated for Revelation Gaming in
They're
this
all quite
round.
low, to be fair.
They are. Max
This
has
is
had
a
a
max round.
CZ. It's normally a max round when he's got a Mac 10 though. That's normally when you know it's
That's a max
certified
round.
gold. But here we go. Actually, this is developing into a max round. Oh, gets the double kill. It could have been something spectacular. Instead, though, Jake Salve was quick on the draw. And that is the match point secured. Revelation Gaming, Ben.
31 kills for Russ.
He's made it.
He's more than double his nearest teammate.
He's got over the edge, the 30 bomb edge.
And if you want to think about, in terms of the other side of things, Pulse got 19, right? He had 2 4Ks, which basically guaranteed 2 of the rounds that they won. Like that. It's like the old thing with London Lynx last season, right? There were some games where they needed a player to get 3K or more to win a game, or win a round rather.
Yeah.
And you can't rely on that. Like, it's all Revelation have done on this T side is just burst them and rush them. Is the crazy thing.
We've literally seen straight out mid, up the M6, straight out towards B, straight out towards A. It's been very standard takes. There's not really been too much crazy to it. That's a heavy use of mollies though. That should force them deep out of position. Russ with the spam coming across as well. Peeks instantly into his crosshair. Thomas has been beheaded towards the bomb site though. AVN looks to step up to the mark. It's a good display of his individual skill. But Russ, the man that has been performing the entire day, is still trying to do even more, assisted by Hawk as well. And it all falls down to Impulse. The 16th round teetering on the edge of the Serbian superstar to try and deny it, Ben. Finds the first, but Russ beats down the man that dethroned him for the MVP last week. And I'm pretty sure he has secured himself another MVP title off the back of that display. 16-6, Revelation Gaming. They not only beat Endpoint again, they absolutely dismantle them, Ben. I think it's fair to say.
34 kills he had after that last round. I don't think I've seen a strong performance like that in quite a while for a Prem. Like, as in, like, to be a single person in 22 rounds as well to get 34. I mean, he was literally 1.5 kills a round.
We haven't had a team like this in the Prem.
Because we normally know the names.
Since 2015. Right? Like, since the Prem started, yeah.
Technically.
Yeah, that's probably the closest we come to. Yeah. We haven't had a team of this caliber that has been able to upset this many teams, again, as well, in a round-robin format. It's not just the once they've beaten them, they've done it twice.
Convincingly both times.
We haven't seen this in forever. This is something new. Revelation Gaming are a team to watch. We've said that every week, but you know what? They're actually giving it, Ben. Yeah. Russ, I can't wait to see him get plucked out of this team against his will, because if he keeps putting up these numbers, yeah, right, it's absolutely ridiculous. You can't keep it up this long. It's mental. That's absolutely bizarre.
It's a crazy thing, really is. Like I've never seen a team be that confident as well in a game against people that you consider to be above you in terms of, like, in the scene. You got to think at Endpoint, we've always said, Endpoint in London, top 2.
Yeah.
But Revelation are playing as if they're the ones that are top 1.
It is absolutely ridiculous. Revelation Gaming, if they can try and keep up playing to this bar, this pedigree they've been setting in stone, they will do wonders in the Premiership. That is the hot match done and dusted, though. Of course, we have one final game to round out tonight. Keep it locked as we back up with Game 4 after the break.